Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a king with 12 beautiful daughters. Each princess was more graceful than the last, and their charm captivated the entire realm. However, the king was perplexed by a peculiar mystery. Each morning, he found that 12 pairs of delicate dancing slippers belonging to his daughters were completely worn out, as if they had danced through the night. Despite his deep concern, the king could not uncover the mystery, and the princesses refused to tell their secret. In desperation, the king proclaimed a challenge. Whoever could discover where his daughters went each night would be granted the hand of any princess he chose in marriage and would receive half of the kingdom as a reward. Many princes and knights from various lands came to take on the king's challenge, but none succeeded. For each night, the princesses cast a sleeping spell on the suitors, keeping their nocturnal escapades hidden in darkness. In a humble corner of the kingdom, a poor soldier, returning from a distant war, heard of the king's proclamation. Despite his ragtag appearance, he felt curious about the ongoing mystery. Driven by an adventurous spirit and blessed with a good dose of cleverness, he approached the castle, offering his service to unravel the secret. That very evening, he was led to a chamber adjoining the princess's quarters. As night fell, the eldest princess brought him a goblet of wine, sweetened with a sleeping potion, as was their custom with every suitor. However, the soldier had been warned by a kind old woman on his way to the palace. She had given him a magical cloak and advised him against drinking any of the provided wine. Instead, he pretended to drink and soon lay down motionless as if asleep while donning the cloak of invisibility. Believing him asleep, the princesses whispered among themselves and prepared for their secret journey. The soldier, now invisible, quietly trailed behind them down a hidden passage behind the youngest princess's bed. He watched in amazement as stairs spiraled down into a cavernous realm of enchantment. Across a shimmering subterranean lake, 12 splendid boats awaited them, each shadowed by trees of silver and gold. A dozen princes, as handsome as any noble could be, helped them aboard, and together they sailed to the heart of an underground palace. The soldier marveled as the princesses danced deliriously to the music of an otherworldly band. For hours, the soldier secretly observed, noting every motif, every whisper, and every gate they passed. As dawn approached, the princesses retraced their steps, unaware of the watchful eyes observing their every move. Finally, they returned to their beds just as the sun's first light kissed the horizon. The following day, the soldier presented himself before the king, recounting every detail of his nocturnal adventure. The princesses, at first stunned, realized they had been cleverly outwitted by the humble soldier. True to his word, the king allowed the soldier to choose a bride among his daughters. He chose the youngest princess, whose kindness and grace had touched his heart, and she happily agreed. The kingdom rejoiced in this unlikely union. Thus, the dance shoes were hung up for good. The magical underground world remained a secret between the royal family and a soldier whose courage triumphed over magic and mystery. The king, keeping his promise, granted half of his realm to the soldier, and they all lived happily ever after.